What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. In the previous level, we did a short run through Disney Town, probably my least favorite level in the game, to be honest with you. But now we're moving into another fun level, so let's get to the Olympus Coliseum. Here we go.
Boy, the kid's relentless.
Hey, what you doing there?
Ah! I told you, I'm booked solid. N-O spells forget it. What? And who in Helicarnassus are you? Can't you see I'm busy?
Hey, Phil! I'm all signed up! Phil!
All right, Hurt, I hear you. Now, would you keep it down already?
Aha!
Beautiful. You happy now? You blew my cover.
Okay, fess up. I asked around and everybody says you're the guy. The trainer of heroes.
True heroes? Really? You can teach that?
Of course he can. Come on, Phil, please. I really want to be a hero.
Look, we've been through this. I got 2 words for you. Student, teacher, ratio.
1, 2...
I already got my hands full with this one. Come on, Herc.
I'm low maintenance, I swear.
Unversed!
Monsters, huh? Hey, Phil, watch this. I'll show you what I'm made of. And I'll help too.
One thing I've liked about the Ventus campaign is that we don't fight Unversed at the beginning of every single level. This is definitely an exception, but it doesn't seem to be the case with every level like we did with Terra. And this will be probably another pretty short video, because I don't think this stage is very long. Goodbye. Nice. Kicking some ass. I did a little bit of off-screen leveling as well, so I've got some new abilities to work with. Some deep freeze. Deep freeze is nice. Mainly because it does area damage. And of course, the old trusty Magnera. I like being able to pull all the enemies in close. Yeah, come here. Let me pummel you. Where are they at? There he is. Well, didn't get to pull off a Magnera. You can also do some combo moves. I missed it there, but you can. Aha! That was effective. I see an item. An arrow. Come here. I'm gonna eat you. Pretty cool place to go slow-mo.
Okay, change of plans. The games are coming up, so I'm gonna watch both of your matches, then I'll decide which of you rookies I want to train.
Sweet! Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go sign up right now.
The games, huh? Sounds fun.
Sorry, kid. Captain Eager there just took the last spot.
I don't understand. Phil, I thought you were my trainer.
You want to be a true hero, Herc? Then you're gonna have to go out there and show me that everything I taught you so far is gonna pay off.
But, Phil...
Oh, And no more training sessions for a while. Wouldn't be fair if I helped you and not him.
Hey, cheer up. So you gotta fight a couple of matches, no big deal. I'm Ventus. You want me to help you train?
You'd really do that for me?
Sure.
Thanks, Ventus. I'm Hercules. Herc for short.
Just call me Ven. You're gonna do fine.
Thanks. I'm gonna head over to the Coliseum and warm up. Meet me in the vestibule, okay?
All right. So let's see what we've got in the area here. Should have a few items of loot. Actually, I don't think there's any right in here. We've got to venture forth before we can find the items. All right. A mega potion. And a couple of items up here. Alley-oop. Fire strike. Grab this. Even though it is such a small map, there's really no reason to have a map. And we'll snag a save. Alright, so now we need to talk to Hercules. Ready for some training? Let's do it. I'm always ready. Alright, so destroy more urns by riding barrels. The giant urns are worth more points. Oh yeah! This is working. Yeah, screw you, Hercules. That didn't work. It's okay, I've got a pretty good lead on him here. Success.
Huh?
All right, let's snag it in the save. And continue on. Do I have to do this again? Now you got a time limit. Actually, I think that time limit was there before. Yeah, screw you, buddy. The move is really useful for this. Yeah! Got a big boost right there. Got a huge lead on Hercules here. Yeah, this round is definitely lasting longer than last time. This is a very odd way of training. Just smashing a bunch of pots. Screw you, buddy. Get out of town. Nice. Got two big ones in one throw. Take it out! Right. We win.
You want to become a true hero, huh?
More than anything. See, my father is Zeus, the king of the gods, up on Olympus.
Whoa! Herc, you're a god?
No, I'm mortal. When I was a baby, somebody stole me from my parents and figured out how to take away my godhood.
And this true hero thing?
It's the only way I can become a god again. If I become a true hero, I can rejoin my father and go back to Olympus.
Wow. I guess you really got your work cut out for you.
But what about you? How come you're here?
I'm just trying to make some friends.
Well, hey, you've done that already.
Huh?
Come on, we're friends, aren't we?
You bet, Herc.
All right, you bunch of rookies. It's time we go over the rules of the game, so listen up. All the matches are divided into 2 brackets, one for the East and one for the West. The winners from each bracket go head-to-head in the championship match. Now, I signed you 2 up for the West, because they already got a heavy-hitting contender cleaning up over there in the East bracket. And if you want to beat them, you're gonna have to hustle in there. Now move those sandals.
Heavy-hitting contender.
Ven, come on!
Okay.
I always wonder why there's an audience cheering, but there's no audience.
Yes, we made it.
Yeah, and it's all thanks to you, Ven.
Good. The other kid will be happy to hear that.
No, I need you most of all, Phil. How else am I going to become a hero?
Huh, about time you got it.
Whoever wins, no hard feelings.
Of course not. Holding a grudge wouldn't be very heroic.
Hey, just making sure. You're not a hero yet.
True.
It's battling time! That guy was such a pain.
Close.
Hey, we got trouble! There's monsters loose in town, and if they gate-crash the games, you can forget about the match.
Real monsters?
We have to stop them.
Leave the monsters to me. This match is too important.
Yeah, as I was saying, that guy is a pain in the butt to kill in Terra's playthrough. Probably one of the harder boss fights in the game. At least for Terra's playthrough. I don't know about the others yet. That was weird.
Yeah.
That guy was glitching up.
Free.
Magnera!
Yeah.
Go up in there. I'll kill you. It's real, buddy. Yeah, best tactic for these guys is use a Magnera. Smack him around a little bit.
Come on. Gotcha. Come on.
Get over here!
Gotcha.
Mortal Kombat!
Gotcha.
That's another nice move for that. Right there. Oh yeah. Took him out. Getting some fat loot in this battle.
Yeah.
Come here! Breaking your pots. Any more? I hear battle music. I don't see anybody. Maybe I've got to go into the next area, perhaps? Ah, here we go.
You won't get past me. Huh? Herc! What about your match?
Forget the match. No way I could let my friend fight alone, because I'm a hero. I mean, you know, I'm gonna be one. Come on, let's finish this together.
Do it. Here's a familiar sight. Defeating the countless Unversed. Shouldn't be too hard. Got plenty of area effect moves.
Free!
Ben! You ready?
Here we go! Whee! Oh man, I didn't spin it. Didn't really give me much of a prompt. I had like all of a second there. Keeps catching me right in the middle of an attack. Well, that worked. Got the air slide. Press X while jumping to dash through the air. The higher the command's level, the further you can dash.
Sorry that I made you lose that match, Herc.
Oh, come on. You don't have to apologize. It was totally my decision.
What? You didn't save any for me?
Hey, you're here.
Hey, I've set my sights on being a hero too. I just don't run as fast, that's all.
So you both threw the match? Who won then?
I left first, so it's not me.
Yeah, but I was only seconds behind you.
Still.
Hey, I never said I'd coach the winner. All I said was I'd see the match, then decide. Look, being a hero takes more than just muscle. You gotta have heart and care about people. And sure, you both get high marks for that, but this time only one of you cared fast enough, and that makes all the difference.
Then that means...
Oh, man! I was this close! Well, that's life. I never really introduced myself. The name's Zack. Congratulations, Herc.
Thanks, Zack.
Yeah, well, we'll see if you're still thanking him when I'm through with you. You got a long road ahead of you, champ.
Hey, don't count me out. I've still got plenty of big dreams to go with my lousy luck.
Okay, be honest. You weren't really gonna stop training Herc, were you?
Nah, of course not. I know that kid's gonna go the distance, but he was stuck in a rut. He just needed a little incentive. It's, Ventus, right? Well, thanks to you, Herc here is really shaped up. I owe you.
Nah, I'm glad. I made a really good friend. Somebody to share a laugh with. Like Terra and Aqua. We'll patch things up.
You're leaving?
Yeah, my journey's not over yet.
But you'll visit, right?
I'll stop by once you're a true hero.
Stop by once me and him are both heroes.
Oh, so you mean never come back?
Hey, watch it.
All right, we forged a D-Link with Zack. And we got the Mark of the Hero Keyblade. It's kind of a funny-looking Keyblade. It's got like a pot on the end of it. A Keyblade that provides an extra boost in strength and deals higher damage when you land a critical hit. Alright guys, so in the next episode we'll be going into Deep Space, one of my favorite levels if you've seen my Terra playthrough. So anyways, I will see you then. Peace.